Hi everyone, it's Julia from Crosspatch. The day has arrived you've all been waiting for. We've had a birth. The baby boys are born. They are packed, they're in boxes, and I've left the boxes over there, and I was going to show you a box, so hang on, let me grab a box. Oh, right, here's some of the boxes. The baby boys are here. So here we are, baby boy box. What's inside a baby boy box? Inside the boxes. So for those of you who don't know what the baby boys are, they are the little version of our Hexie Flower Templates. Hexie Flower Templates are basically a Japanese folded patchwork technique, flowers folded over a hexagon. Anyway, these are baby ones. So inside the box you'll get general instructions on how to make your Hexie Flower Templates. You'll get some nice bubble wrap and you'll get your baby boys. So these are the flower part of the template. So you've got, this is a 1 3/4 inch one, and there's a little teeny tiny baby flower in the middle. So that will make a 3/4 inch hexagon, and this will go over a 1 3/4 inch hexagon. So these are your hexagons. Here's your 1 3/4 inch hexagon, and here's your baby 3/4 inch hexagon. For those of you who like doing lots of hexie piecing, you'll find a lot of patterns, especially Lynette Anderson patterns, tend to use 3/4 inch hexies. So these are handy anyway, just for doing your hexagons. And you will also get instructions on how to make a nice thread bucket bag, which I'll show in a minute, and how to make a needle book, all of which will be revealed shortly. So let's put these back in the box over there. So the thread bucket bag, here you go, here's the thread bucket bag. So this is just basically the bucket bag, and I've put the hexie flowers on the outside. So these are the 1 3/4 inch ones, and I've made a pin cushion with 2 hexie flowers to hang on the outside. Here is your, this is my hexie flower needle book, originally made with just normal hexagons, but it's just the right size for putting your hexie flower templates in, so you can use it as a little carrying case. So if you open it up, and then your templates will sit nicely in the little pocket in there. So that's really cute. So you get the pattern for that. You get the patterns again for the satchels. So here's a cute little satchel that you can make. And you can make the teeny cutie tiny baby pouch, which I think is really cute. So you could keep your little hexies in him. You can make a nice little like tray mat. I've got some natural wool there, and then I've just pieced some hexies on top and sewn some lace around the outside. What else can you make? You can make a nice little table mat. So this is the latest Lynette Anderson fabric, and I've just fussy cut those. Or you can make a teeny tiny little, this is a little rosette. I think this will either be like a little cushion, I'm going to fill it with lavender, or I'll make little coasters, make some more, make little coasters. I have found some green wool in a box somewhere, so I'm going to put that on there. So how do you make your hexie flowers? Well, if you've been following me in the big boys and the hexie flowers, you'll know it's exactly the same method, they're just different sizes. But for those of you who don't have a clue what I'm talking about, this is a hexie flower. So this is the 1 3/4 inch one. So there's your 1 3/4 inch template, and the flower is what these petals are. So these are what fold over on the outside. And there's 2 methods of making them. So the traditional method that I first started doing was, you got 2 pieces of fabric and you draw around the flower. So the line is the template, the line where I've traced around the template. and then you add a seam allowance, so just under 1/4 inch seam allowance, and sew on that line all the way around, and then you cut a slit in the middle to turn them right sides out. So when you've turned it right sides out, you'll end up with the flower shape, and there's the hole in the middle. Before you do that, what I must say is make sure you just snip into the little corners on your flowers, because then they'll turn out nicer. So you turn them out and you're thinking, oh good grief, I've got a great big slit in the middle of my flower. That's going to be covered by your hexagon. So like on the Christmas ones, here's one of the Christmas ones, I've fussy cut the fabric. That is just going to go over the top. So that will cover the slit. So there you are, there's one, a florally one. And all you do is fold over the petals and stitch them down. Now you can do that by hand. You can do a buttonhole stitch all the way around, you can do a running stitch all the way around, or you can do it by machine, and it's really quick. There's the back, there's the front, and then you just slip stitch them together. So I'll show you one here. I've just done 2 of them and put some felt in the middle. Just slip stitch the back together. That'll make a little needle book. Or obviously if you're doing rosettes, you can see on the back of that one, they're all slip stitched together. This one, I did all this one's done on the machine, so all the Hexie flowers are machine stitched, and then you just top stitch them onto the bag again with a machine. And I've got bows all in this. I've got a nice big Bernina, which is pretty heavy duty, but just stitch slowly, and I think the stitch length was about 3.5 for stitching these on top, because you're going through wadding. That's what I forgot to say, iron wadding to the back of your hexagon. So H630 or H640 wadding on the back before you put them in there, and then they're padded, so it's like quilt as you go. If you don't want to go to any kerfuffle and you want to do, I do a lot of raw edge ones, and I tend to use yarn dye, or you could use Osnaburg, or you can use linen. So it's just cut one flower, put the hexie in the middle of that flower, fold it over and stitch. I tend to do those by hand because they're really quick to do. So this little satchel is all raw edge, all hand stitched using Valdani thread, nice variegated summery thread on it. If you want to do the little teeny tiny ones, I've done so far, I've only experimented with raw edge. So it's again the same principle. You cut out your little teeny tiny hexie and put some wadding on the back of that. Cut out your fabric that's going to go be your petal fabric, so your flower, and then fold it over and hand stitch it down. Let me see if I've got any spare. So that's what these ones are. So they're all raw edge stitched, and they're all done by hand. Again, the same on the little satchel, like so. One of these little teeny tiny rotary cutters are good for cutting out your 3/4 inch templates with this. This one again, that was raw edge, and then I've buttonhole stitched it onto the wool. So they're really easy to use. All the instructions are in the box with your templates. They're all on the website. Good things to use with them. Little bundles of fabric like this. So these are all on the website. These ones are under other fabrics, and they're on the Charm Pack page as well, because they're 10-inch squares of fabric. So like this one that I've used on the satchel and the little mat, I've just fussy cut all the little images, so the little butterflies and the bees, etc. off it. So there's a bundle with all those on. There's various other bundles. That's a Pretty Moda Bliss one. That's a Dutch Heritage one. What else have I got? French General one, and there's also glitzy Christmas ones as well. The Lynette Anderson fabric, which is online, you can buy it in the 1/2 metre pieces. This is the one I used. I had 1/2 metre of this, and I made a big mat out of it. So that's using the Big Boy templates, Big Boy Hexie Flower Templates. I made that big mat. I made this one. I made the little baby one, and I made a big boy bowl. So there's a separate video on how to make the bowls, but I'm gonna do another one next week as well, because I've got other stuff to talk about. So that will tell you how to make bowls. And if you want to make the bowls, here's another one. They're really handy for keeping all your little bits in. When I'm making a project, I put all my little hexies in these and put them in the table next to the chair at night. The 10-inch squares is what I'm trying to say are really good for making these as well, because you can use a 10-inch square for the outside and the inside, and then use a different one for the handle, however you fancy doing it. And I deviated again from Lynette Anderson fabric. This one, I've got all these bits left on here, and these are brilliant for using up your baby boys, because your baby boys, you can grab a bit, say, let's go on this big round circle, you can sort of fussy cut. There's a little snowman in the corner there, and I can just put my little hexie over the top of that snowman, and I can fussy cut him out. So that's how I did that. I went over and fussy cut all the little images. And handily, there's lots of these, she's got all these little circles as well on the background, so you can just put your hexie over the top of those and fussy cut those. So I've saved all this because like hours of fun, hours of hexies to be made out of that bit of fabric. So that's really good. I think that's it really. Oh, I know, somebody asked me about stitcheries. So now we've done baby boys. Baby boys are on the website, they're ready to go. I've got a small stock of them at the moment. Handy Andy and Good Elf Joe are busy making me some more when they get back from holiday. Last video I was telling you about my new threads, my new Aurifil threads and my new stitchery panels, and I've finished a couple now. So here's two of them. So these are on the website on the stitchery page. So there's a crawl work, have I got him the right way around, because it's taken from an old crawl work panel that I inherited. So that's the bird one, and I've just done him in plain red. And this is another panel, and I've done it in the red with the, and used the variegated to colour bits in. So that's two of them finished. There's two more panels I've got to stitch up, plus I've got a new set of heart panels, so they need stitching up as well. So they will be subject of a future YouTube video. Thank you for watching. As usual, please subscribe if you can bear to watch me again. I do appreciate it, thank you. Just seems a good way of actually showing you what I've got rather than just pictures. Thanks for bearing with me. I shall get back to wrapping up little bundles of fabric and packing boxes of baby boys. Okay, thank you, see you soon, bye.